121.
Your calf just gives birth to a ginger kid.
It's a miracle.
Right guys, so it's that time of year again. It's been a year since the last one. It's the 2014 YouTube bloggers match. Everyone's just just arriving at the moment. Everyone's sort of got their gear on barrows waiting to go and sort of do the peg draw, etc. I won't film the peg draw because that's a bit boring. So sort of next scene would be on Lake 7, which is just behind us. It's only a sort of a small little 1 acre lake, maybe not even an acre. Nice, very picturesque, intimate lake. But obviously you get to see that later on. But yeah, it's the one we've all been waiting for, and I'm about to there's my young ginger friend. There's I think it's from some blog called Snagged On Fishing, but no one ever watches it. He's only got a mere 1,500 followers. Right, anyway, with that, let's go fishing. So, how's it going?
Good, thanks.
And can you tell us what happened to your sideys?
Well, Carl cut it off. Carl cut my hair.
Hello.
Hello.
So we've actually started the we've had the all in for the bloggers match. So we've got a 1 rod in each. Chris, you've got solid PVA bag out.
Yeah, solid PVA bag. One I pre-tied from another session. A little miniature snowman rig. Just ready to get fishing quickly.
And I've just put a single hook bait out underneath the tree, and hopefully we'll get a run from that. Nobody else has had a run so far, so we're looking good.
A bit of deja vu as well, because those who can remember to last year's blog, we were fishing in the middle of Simon Taylor and Carl and Alex, and it's deja vu. We're in the middle of Carl and Alex and Simon Taylor again.
What a threesome.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hopefully, if we can play things out a bit like last year, we'll just catch nothing through the day and then catch a winning fish through the night. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, tonight's the bit I'm worrying about is when George does his burnt barbecue again, and I'll probably get ill again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Chris.
It was the food, wasn't it?
It was obviously the food, all that burnt food you ate.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the liquid, was it? You've already started on. Anyway.
So anyway, right, I think we're all just sort of waiting for someone to catch the first fish, and about 1 million bloggers' cameras all descends on one fish again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Possibly.
That's a peach. Actually, it's not a peach, it's a fish, but you know.
Mad. Chunk.
It's a chunk.
Ultimate chunkage, guys. Might be a
Is it big?
It looks about 30.
Oh, it's 30.
It's a specimen.
It's 30.
Oh, from the specimen.
It definitely looks a double. But if it's not a double, it's close.
Oh, really?
Dan, you can't win again. Yeah, you cheated.
Right. Well, a few cameras. First fish, or first carp. My first carp of the bloggers match. Not the first carp out. Carl and Alex have had one. Christine Coleman for £9. What's that? On a 15mm smelly what's it boilie cheese.
Shh, don't give away secrets.
I've only got a small bag of them as well. But yeah, a lovely, was it 7 Lakes common carp. There we go. Now time for the
Get the
pictures.
first close up.
Oh, it's still really far, right?
I can't hold it any further.
Anyway, let's a quick look at what's going on around the opposite side of the lake. It's ironically enough, team Snagged On Fishing. They've had a run and they are snagged up.
Carl Alex have levelled us with most fish now.
Yeah, but it's about to come off. That doesn't look a very good hook hold. From that angle, that fish is going to see Carl's sides and be spooked off.
Just as the cloud cover came back over, the carp started taking off the surface again. A few mixes went out by the overhanging tree, so I got the rod out and caught this one. Oh, I think the second cast. It's very dark and it looks like it's full of spawn. They really should have spawned by now, but for some reason this one hasn't really managed to shed its spawn. That's why it's got that big old belly, but I don't think it's quite 8 pounds, so I'm not going to weigh it. We'll get him back and see if we can catch another one.
Well done, Carl. 3 years.
Is it 20?
Right then guys, Dan's in again. I actually had to into it for him because he was around the lake having a bit of a social. Feels a good fish. So I had to play it for him while until he got back. You out of breath, Dan?
No.
Oh. Old Tom there looks like he's just about to fall in the lake.
Don't push me.
Which would be a good scene actually. Can you just do it anyway so I can send it to you being framed?
Yeah, right. One sec. Let me just get this shot.
So here we go, here's my second fish of the match. Brings us to me and Mr. Carp King, 3 fish. What do you say, 4 pounds?
410.
410. So it's right. Yeah, so it's a massive fish. Let's get this leaf off.
Oh, leave it out.
So yeah, little spot under the tree is actually producing the fish. So
open water. It was open water.
Open water.
Yeah.
Cast 200-300
open
yards
water,
out.
not margins.
But I'm just happy to see fish on the bank. It's a hard day. There's a lot of people struggling, so I consider we're quite lucky now, Chris, aren't we?
Yeah. No, not luck.
No.
Skills.
Skill. Let's get him back.
Alright, we're back seeing Alex and Carl swim.
Oh man, I'm out of breath.
They're trying their hardest to beat me and Dan. Or Dan and I, if I talk proper English. Is that a dragon carp reel?
No.
Look at that concentration.
Chris?
Oh.
I'm zooming right in on Alex's eye.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't know, it looked like a mirror.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's got, oh, it's decent.
Did you grow them freckles all by yourself?
Yeah.
It takes a lot of determination to get freckles.
I'm filming Carl while Carl's filming me. If you put the lenses together, you'd get one of them weird kind of infinity. Whoa! Oh, hang on, there's a fish down here. I forgot about that bit. Right, snagged on fishing. I've got another fish on, and I think, ironically, they are snagged up again from the sounds of it.
Come on,
Got in and set off, he'd gone.
You noticed?
I did have to, like, literally got to stop the road and looked in the rearview mirror and noticed there was nothing behind.
George, you can do that later.
Just like, what? Oh!
Do that later.
I planned on doing it the night before, but I didn't.
You realise you've got a black rim around the edge of your face.
Yeah, he charcoal himself. He was completely black on it. Yes?
Yeah! We're all in the bars.
Hi guys,
I feel hot now. I have all day. I think I get.
Nah,
I think I'm getting male menopause, if there is such a thing.
Dead ass.
Oh, that would have been
He did go.
We can change the settings, Chris.
I don't waste it, I'll fucking eat that.
What?
Right.
Yeah, has anyone got any like speakers?
Deliberately, he likes you, like.
Yeah.
Because the fishing's not bad enough as it is, but...
Who wants to be the brave soul who goes first?
Me?
Chris.
Okay.
What?
No, you can't blame it on a dodgy bird.
Actually, yeah, I will go first because it'd be less burnt at the moment.
No, don't, because that would be an excuse for a dodgy burger.
I wouldn't burnt enough. That's why I'm spewing my guts up.
Yeah. I went first, I got a dodgy burger.
Early hours of the morning. Got my second fish of the match. Not a little common. 5.5 pounds. Put the 4 fish on the board for me and Dan. Doing nicely. Well happy. Let's get it back.
That's the night.
Right guys. Let's try that again. Right guys, here we go again then. Fish number 3 for me, 5 for our team. £8 exactly this one. Not sure what the time is. Putting up a nice little fight, went about 100 miles an hour to the left, so I had to drag him back this way. But yeah, I think they're in joint first place. Carl and Alex to our right have had 5 fish as well now, so it's keeping us in the game. Let's get her back. Here we go again then lads. Fish number 6. I think it's going to be close between me and Dan and Carla and Alex because they're on 6 fish as well. £4.14 this one. Haven't had a proper sleep yet. Let's get it back. Here we go again then guys. 7th fish for the team, number 5 for me. Should have been fish number 8 really, but just before this one had a fish went into the snags and unfortunately it dumped the rig. But yeah, fish number 7, my biggest fish of the session so far at 9.5 pounds.
Would have been a match winner.
Yeah, 9.5 pounds. So catching him steadily now. Quite happy.
It's a nice looking fish though, aren't they?
Alright guys, quick update time. We've come to the end of the first 24 hours of this social stroke match. Like I say, all the kit's on the barrow and we're just, everyone's moving now from Lake 7, which we're on, over to Lake 6, which we was on last year. So crack on and do that, and I'll see you on Lake 6. Oh, that was a bit of a green explosion, that was.
Normally we prefer the old creamy one.
How many goos did you have in that one?
Just one.
Half a bottle?
Nope.
Whole bottle?
3 bottles.
How's it going then?
Awful. Not really even meant to be around here, but I'm sat there not catching, so
Thought might as well go for a walk. See if we can have something off the top. Probably not. No, sat there not catching.
Right, good luck.
Cheers.
That look of concentration. Gooey. Right, we got a new person turned up to the YouTube bloggers match. He's not in the match, but he was in it last year. But he's come for a social night. And who are you, sir?
I'm Joe.
Hello, Joe. And what are you doing here?
I was just having a walk around, really.
All right. Sorry, this is a private match, and
oh, sorry.
yeah. So I'm afraid you're going to have to go.
Thank you.
Bye.
How are you, mate?
Boom. Ah.
Make sure you're wearing the appropriate clothing. Appropriate clothing? Me?
Oh, how you doing, Joe?
I'm not too bad.
Did you have a good holiday?
I had a very good holiday.
Look, what looks like a first-person handshake. Whoa!
I somehow managed to shave 20 minutes off the arrival time without speeding, so that's quite good. Traffic was very clear.
Go on, show us your fish.
Right, I'm going to look at my own camera. Everyone else can just.
Sorry.
It is recording, isn't it?
Yeah, yes it is.
Right then, first fish from Lake 7, 6.5 pounds. Been quite quiet for a little while, so I put a naked chod rig out, just cast it out long range, done the business. Right, photos everyone.
Congratulations.
Smile to me, Chris. That's beautiful. Keep it there, mate. Keep it up.
Oh, it was about to flip.
Yeah. Do it.
It's our first fish for this lake, isn't it?
Yeah, like that.
Did I say first fish from Lake 7?
Yes. Yes. Oh, it doesn't matter.
First fish from Lake 6, not Lake 7.
Because we've done the other way round, we've done 76. Oh, it's in! Jesus!
Not even part of the match, I'm still in the running.
And how come you are fishing when you're not part of the match, young Joe?
Well, George lended me a rod.
Is this illegal fishing?
It is.
A little bit.
I'm poaching.
Take the net, it could be called in.
I'm poaching at the moment.
Is that
Two bite on
No, he just kept on going.
The other one stayed going.
And George, do you have dodgy bite alarms?
I do, yeah. But that alarm kept going for ages after that fish was hooked.
Oh, it sounded like a mental run.
It was playing the fish for half of that run,
Shall I get the mat out?
Is this what it was on?
Yeah, it's all.
Wow, that's...
Go on then, Joe.
Everyone ready?
Yep.
4 cameras on me right now, but George lent me one of his rods, and it's just peeled away as we were down in someone else's swim, filming a fish, and it's this little common, probably only about £4. I think that's probably the average stamp of size fish in this place.
Good view.
And he's very wriggly, so I'll leave him down and slip him back, because it's not about the fish, it's about the social. That's a wrap.
What's the count, Mike?
You got to talk now
That's
to everyone.
Yeah. So, after, what was it, about 5 hours of fishing with maggots, and coming within sort of like, well, within 6 ounce roach, I ended up with a £1 11 ounce perch. So I'm really happy with this actually.
Stonker.
I didn't actually, and it's quite a nicely coloured perch as well. You don't usually get them sort of like such red fins in lakes.
Don't get them normally such green and black striped.
Not in Wales.
Oh, they're usually
Absolutely gorgeous.
absolutely bloody fantastic, I tell you.
That's good.
Oh, well done, mate.
Well,
Beautiful.
Mate.
I'd rather that than that grass.
Morning guys. Oh, quick update. And obviously you didn't see any night footage on this Lake 6 because there was nothing to film for me and Dan. So just gone 7 o'clock, had a bit of a walk up and down the bank just now with George, and oh, it sounds like a few fish come out during the night, but not many. I think George had one first thing this morning. I think Alex said he had one in the night. Simon Taylor, he had one in the night as well. But it wasn't prolific. It certainly wasn't like it was on Lake 7, that's for sure. So I tried the same tactics on Lake 7. I was just fishing the margins. And I mean literally the margins. I was dropping the PVA bag sort of that far from the edge. After I had that fish yesterday on the choddy, I tried the same tactics for overnight on this Lake 6. Just by dropping a PVA bag in the margins again, but to no avail this time. On this lake for this 24 hours, hardly nothing, not much has come out at all really. But hey ho, that fishing, sort of everyone's sort of starting to wake up and rise now. So I've only got to 10 o'clock, so only about sort of just over 2 hours left. And it's time to call it a day. So I'm going to start packing up non-essential gear, bed, food bag, etc. and leave some stuff up to the car. So my barrow isn't heavy. Right, see you in a bit.
And return.
Donut.
Nom, 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 nom. Now you've got to walk back.
I need to walk in, all the cameras here.
Oh.
Our soup.
And our smelling as well.
Just a double blog out. Yeah, so this is the end of the 2014 Bloggers match. As a team, we won a prize again this year. We were biggest course fish for the match.
You did. I didn't do no course fishing whatsoever.
I struggled for that. I actually went all out yesterday with float fishing, and it was virtually as I was giving up. The float sailed away, and I had that near £2 perch. It was £1 11 ounces, and that sort of made the whole weekend worthwhile for me. Carp wise, we done it all right at the start, didn't we?
Yeah, I was quite happy with the amount of carp I caught out of Lake 7, and then once we got here to Lake 6 it just seemed to be a bit rubbish then, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, we started off, we were match leaders for the first like 18 hours, and then Carl and Alex overtook us, and we never regained that then.
Yeah, I mean, out of the whole 48-hour event, I had second biggest carp, so that's something I suppose I can sort of take away from this session. But
Carl had the biggest, you were the second biggest, and I had the third biggest. So
yeah,
so as a team, we done quite well in this match. But
yeah, I can't even. What did I have? 6 carp in total over both lakes, which
6. Well, I only had 2, but then I sort of abandoned carp fishing yesterday.
But yeah, so sort of done fairly well considering, didn't we?
Yeah. So thank you for being my partner again this year, Chris.
Yeah, look forward to it again next year.
Next year. And
but I don't think it's going to be here next year, is it?
No, probably not yet.
We're looking at doing a river next year for something a bit different.
And I suppose we've got to thank George, Mark, or George Day, Mark Erdwin, and Carl Smith for all arranging another great bloggers match, really. And that's about it, is it?
Yeah. So
what's more to add?
Well, I'd just like to thank my viewers for watching this blog. If you've managed to get this far through all the silliness and stupidity that we filmed, and yeah, so these events are more about the sort of the social and having a bit of fun rather than the actual fishing.
I think I put my concentration head on yesterday. It's probably everybody else was messing around me. It actually paid off, so yeah, I can live with that.
And it's just starting to rain, so should we knock it on the head, Dev?
Yeah.
Right, thanks for watching this blog, and see you next time.
See you next time.